Alright, so listen, I'm as excited as anybody to get Palindrome back for the first time in 5 years with new traits, enhanceable traits, and all the good things that come along with the modern sandbox, but Palindrome might not be what you think it is. Palindrome has long been a vaunted hand cannon in PvP, regarded as a favorite by many players across both Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, but the new traits are not exactly what I expected. Back in 2020 when Palindrome dropped, there were fewer options and it had strong traits. Rangefinder was great at the time, and I think even Quick Draw hadn't been murdered yet and was still providing 100 handling all the time. It was a very nice weapon. But the sandbox has changed quite a bit, and traits have more nuances, and we have many more craftable and enhanceable 140 RPM hand cannons. And while I think Palindrome will still be very good, don't get me wrong, I still think it's going to be great, I think Palindrome's going to serve more of a niche role in the PvP sandbox rather than being the all-time dueling weapon that we're used to. On top of that, it actually has way more potential as a PvE weapon this time around, being reprised as an arc weapon. So that's something I'm definitely excited for. So let's get right into it and break down god rolls for PvP and PvE. First up, PvP. For column 1, we've got Recycled Energy, Closing Time, Outlaw, To the Pain, Elemental Capacitor, and Explosive Payload. For column 2, you've got Magnificent Howl, Snapshot Sights, Rolling Storm, Desperate Measures, Master of Arms, and Opening Shot. So maybe you already see what I mean. There's only a couple of roles here that really lean into consistency and dueling for PvP. If that's the direction you're looking to go, I'd say Explosive Payload and Snapshot Sights for maximum ADS speed and extra flinch would be the way to go. I'm also a fan of Opening Shot. You only need 3 shots to kill anyway, so if your first one is super accurate and rangy, that's not bad at all. Maybe combine that with To the Pain or Closing Time in the first column, and as long as you're taking some damage or you're low on the magazine respectively, you'll have some really cranked up stats to help make landing your shots much easier. Desperate Measures and Master of Arms, to me, both warrant way too much setup to really justify the damage boost that they grant. Getting a kill and then an ability kill definitely can happen for the Desperate Measures buff, but getting the setup just right and then being able to stay alive long enough on top of that to take advantage of it is just not something I'm willing to bet my perks on. The only damage perk I'm really interested in here for PvP is going to be Magnificent Howl, for the potential 2-tap if you have enough stacks, or at least the increased forgiveness. I could see this being nice if you pair it with Closing Time, since you can't reload too early if you want multiple stacks of Magnificent Howl anyways. Closing Time is going to make your life easier as your mag drops lower by granting increased range, accuracy, and handling. Anytime you have a perk that say those 2 words, increased accuracy, that's a beautiful thing. It just puts the game on easy mode and grabs headshots for you. Elemental Capacitor is also there in the first column, but really, Arc and Void granting either handling or stability respectively are the only options of value here. And I don't really like individual perks dictating which super I'm using in the Crucible. Not every class has a great PvP super that corresponds with the super damage type that you need. I just find it more trouble than it's worth a lot of the times. So where does that leave us with the God roll? I think you've really got 2 options based on what you want to do with Palindrome. If you want maximum efficiency in dueling, Explosive and Snapshot is probably going to give you the most consistent results. I've actually started liking Explosive Payload a lot more recently. I used to feel like it obscures the target's head too much, but it kind of depends on the weapon. Palindrome here has a nice clean sight picture to it. I did manage 1 roll with at least Explosive Payload, and so far in my experience, it's felt pretty nice. And while hand cannons do have good handling, typically Snapshot just gives everything that little extra layer of crispness that can feel really nice when tracking targets, being able to scope in super quickly. Now if you want a more performance and damage oriented roll, I'm going to say the god roll is To the Pain and Magnificent Howl. The whole point of Magnificent Howl is to be crushing your primary, keeping it out the whole time. You get kills with it, you reload, you keep Palindrome out for higher damage shots, and you follow up to get even more kills, and then you rinse and repeat. To the Pain is the perfect combo leaning into that even more by boosting aim assist and handling after taking damage. With Palindrome having a base 79 aim assist and To the Pain maxing out at plus 20, that puts you at a near perfect 99 aim assist, which is going to make your life a lot easier. This way, when you land enough kills to get a few shots of Magnificent Howl off, you survived 1, maybe 2 duels, and now you've got cranked up aim assist and handling, so it's easy to scope in and track your target, and now you can follow it with high damage shots for even easier forgiveness or a potential 2-tap. To me, this role just has the most balance and the most potential. But do you see what I mean now? Most of the viable roles on Palindrome are a little more niche than maybe you'd expect. There are definitely some solid choices for traits, but overall they serve a more unique role than just just a straight up dueling combo like Quick Draw and Rangefinder was. You gotta work for the payoff a little more. And please, if you have a role you're enjoying so far, let me know down in the comments. This video isn't me hating on Pally or pretending to have all the answers. I just think there's more nuance to this weapon now, which is actually kind of cool in a way. I do enjoy a solid dueling weapon like IS Luna or maybe Austringer with more upfront trait benefits, but Palindrome's nuance has more potential to it, and I think that's more fun. So what about PvE? Well, a couple weeks ago, I tell you there wasn't much to see here, but now that we've got Bolt Charge in our hands, that changes a lot. While I think you could absolutely run Master of Arms now that it's a bit improved, or maybe even Desperate Measures for the extra damage, I gotta say, Rolling Storm is just 100% the way to go. Rolling Storm is just too good, granting Bolt Charge on kills, additional charge if you're amplified, and even more so if it's enhanced and you don't already have Bolt Charge. While Psycho Pomp is probably the uncontested GOAT of Bolt Charge and Rolling Storm right now, I think it'd actually be quite nice in a roll of Palindrome with Explosive Payload, or maybe even Recycled Energy. Recycled Energy will feed ability energy into your abilities with the lowest energy after a kill and reload, and that could play nicely with certain arc builds. Maybe Shinobu Skip Grenades for Hunters or a Sunstar build for Warlocks, and then if you've got Explosive Payload on the other hand, it's just going to provide that little extra damage 100% of the time, and combined with the right arc abilities, I think Palindrome is going to be a nice complement to your builds with Rolling Storm. In terms of PvE, I'd love to say more, but this is really the only role that I see is worthwhile. Explosive Payload and Rolling Storm. Explosive Payload and Rolling Storm I think are just going to be a really balanced but effective role that play nicely with your builds, so definitely don't count it out for PvE. If you have a role that you're really enjoying in either PvE or PvP, drop it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I'm really excited to have this thing back for PvP. Just in my limited experience tonight, I'm having a good time with it. I will absolutely be grinding for a solid Palindrome, and if you want to see me do that live, then stop over on my Twitch on Friday and Saturday night. You can find the link in the description, and until then, remember to subscribe and smash the completely broken notification bell. You know, maybe it's broken because people won't stop smashing the bell so much. And while you wait for the weekend, feel free to check out this sweet video about all the best weapons you can use with the new changes to destabilizing rounds. It's an S tier perk at this point, borderlining on exotic. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.